Hey, what's going on, YouTube? It's Sharif again, back for another video. Um, just finished driving, drove all night again, another all-nighter from Arizona to Southern California. Luckily, in the middle of February, the weather is about 75, between 75 and 80. I'm in shorts and a t-shirt. I can't complain, I'm gonna have to enjoy it for the time being now, because not this week, the week after, that Monday, I'm taking a few days off. I'm flying back to the Northeast, where they just had a blizzard about a week ago, and it's purely winter up there. So I'm just trying to enjoy it now while I can. So I'm gonna enjoy this good Southern California weather and just relax. But first and foremost, I wanted to thank everyone for, once again, the support I've been getting, the outpouring of support. My subs are going up, views are going up. We're not viral just yet, but that's not the purpose of it. But I do enjoy and love the support that I'm getting from people all over the world, all over the planet. Like I said, if you ever need to contact me, you can either hit me up here or my IG page, or I'm creating a Facebook page. Should be this weekend. The Super Bowl's this weekend, so I should be all set. Yeah, I'm gonna have something up and running by this weekend, the Facebook page. So that'll be this, my IG, and my Facebook. But yeah, what I wanted to talk more about today, as everyone knows, I'm going to the Philippines. I pretty much say it in every video. It's no secret at all, nothing like that. But I wanted to talk more about my life here in America. Some things that I've gone through. In today's topic, I want to talk about some of my craziest experiences involving women. I mean, I will say this, I do love my American women. So I'm not, this is just general statements. It doesn't apply to every single American woman. I know there's 300 million people here, well over 100 million women here. But I'm just going to share from, my experiences, and I'm going to share, basically two of my craziest experiences involving, the dating scene over here. Some of you could probably relate, some of you can't. So the first one I'm going to go back to was when I was younger. I must have been about 25, 26, somewhere around that area. I had just moved back to my hometown. I had been away for a while, and I wanted to see what was going on. I hadn't lived out there for a while, for a few years. So, well, first things first, in these stories, I'm not going to be portraying myself to be some type of angel, like I'm perfect. I know a lot of people, when they tell stories, they kind of slant it to make themselves seem like the victim. I didn't do anything. No, I'm gonna let you know right now, I'm far from an angel. Far from perfect. I've made many mistakes, things I regret, to this day, things I did as a younger man. So, I'm not going to make myself seem perfect in any of these stories. I'm just going to tell the straight, raw truth, from a guy that, has made mistakes like we all have, So I want to say this is maybe 2009, 2010, somewhere around there. Not the best with dates. So I'm back in my hometown. At the time, I'm doing personal training on the side, and I'm a forklift driver. I happened to go to Target one day. And I see this beautiful, beautiful young woman there. She's about, at the time, 20 years old. I'm about 25, 26. And we start talking. And she tells me, where she's from. She's originally from Puerto Rico, but she was raised up here. Lets me know she has 2 kids, didn't finish high school. But, she seems like a sweet girl, I'm trying to mack at her. And then she tells me, well, I have a boyfriend and whatnot. But she lets me know things aren't working out. Now, in my mind, I'm thinking, whenever a woman tells me I have a boyfriend, but things aren't working out, here, take my number, we can be friends. I'm now thinking, all right, I'm going to do what I call the relationship vulture thing. I'm going to be a friend. I'm just going to keep it around. I'm going to be a friend, and I'm going to sit back, talk to her here and there, and wait for this thing to implode on itself. Because when a woman gives you her number, when she already has a man, in my mind, like, yeah, it's only a matter of time. So I did that. And of course, I'm talking to other females at the same time too, you know, having my fun, working, saving money, the whole nine, you know, enjoying life. You know, I'm still young then. I want to say about 2 months after we meet, she calls me up crying. Apparently her boyfriend, who was very controlling at the time, had found out that she had gone out with a friend of hers that he didn't want her hanging out with, shown up at the girl's house and choked her. So she's shaken up. She's called the cops. They're there. And she's just calling me crying like, I know I should have left him beforehand and whatnot. And this is, you know, this isn't a good thing. You know, the domestic violence is never, I don't care how annoying a woman is, you know, or whatnot. You don't put your hands on a woman simply because you can't control her or not like that, man. I don't condone that whatsoever. So I act as a friend. I'm talking to her, consoling her. But we still haven't really hung out yet, you know. Still haven't really hung out yet. So apparently there's a warrant put out for the boyfriend's arrest. He finds out about it. Doesn't want to go to jail. He heads down to Alabama. So she keeps like hitting me or letting me know, oh, he's going to Alabama soon and whatnot. And I'm like, all right, yeah, we'll see. I'm not really like stressing. I'm not sweating. I'm not blowing her phone up, whatever. I'll let her do most of the hitting up, you know, even though I do reach out from time to time. So I guess she hasn't seen him. He takes off to Alabama. Literally the day he goes to Alabama, she calls me and says, I broke up with him. We're done. Let's hang out. So things start off smoothly enough. You know, the type of personality that she is. She's not a bad chick, you know, a little emotional. Perfect example, something that she did one time. I was driving. Now, we have been together now for about a few months at this point, and we have our daughters in the car. We're going somewhere, and I come to like it was like a corner, not an intersection, and I have to, you know, check the roads to see if any oncoming cars are coming. So I look right first, then I look left, and walking up the street, I'm not gonna lie, was a very attractive woman. I did not stare to, well, maybe a fraction of a second. She must have noticed it because I tried to play it off. And I go to take the turn, and it's quiet in the car. I'm not thinking no enough. I'm thinking she didn't see that. She just thinks I'm, you know, she's like, oh, did you get a good look? I'm playing dumb like, huh? What are you talking about? Next thing I know, I see stars. This chick had to have been all of 110 pounds. It felt like Tyson hit me. She smacked fire out of me. Like spit came out my mouth, slob. My eye was swollen. I wasn't expecting that at all. And she starts flipping on me. If you ever disrespect me like that again, blah, blah, blah. Just going off on me. I'm like, yo, I had to look to see if any cars were coming. Now, just so happened, the woman was I can't control who walks up the street. How's that my fault? You know, how is this my fault? So these are some of the things she's going through. She liked to play a lot of like head games though, man. That's the thing I didn't like, you know. The family was very confusing. I had never experienced this before. I had dated his Puerto Rican woman before, so it wasn't a Hispanic Puerto Rican thing. Her family was just kind of weird. I guess I should have known something was up when, you know, I had been going over to the house for a while. She lived with her mom, and I would spend time with the family. You know, we have a cookouts. You know, things were cool, you know. And I guess one day I go there, and we have a cookout. Everything's going good. I'm getting ready to leave because I got work the next day. As I'm getting my keys, getting ready to leave, I hear her mother say something to her in Spanish. I don't know why. I don't speak Spanish. Beautiful language. I do want to learn it one day. But she said something to her in Spanish, and she tells me, oh, hold on one second. She comes back and tells me, my mother wants you to stay the night. So I'm like, okay, that's cool. So, you know, but I was still a little edgy, but so I questioned, like, wait a minute, why did you want me to stay the night? She's like, look, my mother really likes you. She thinks you're good for me. And she's never asked a black dude to stay over before. So if you don't stay the night here, she's going to find that very offensive. So, but she wants you to stay on the couch. So I stayed the night on the couch, no big deal. And I stayed here and there sporadically. You know what I'm saying? I'll go over there, hang out with them. The mother would want me to stay. Then one day, maybe like 2 weeks into this, you know, going back between my crib and their crib, I'm laying up on the couch. The mother tells me, oh, if you want to, you can sleep in the bedroom, but stay on the floor. I'm all like, huh? Like, thinking to myself, do you know, like, what's going to happen if I go in the bedroom with your daughter and you're basically giving me an invitation? So, you know, we're all adults here. We don't even need to talk about what happened after that point. You know, it's just, I was basically living back and forth between there and my crib. The head game started when she kept telling me I just got out of a relationship and I don't, I don't want to be with anyone. But she would steady get mad at me for talking to other females, and it's like, you just said you don't want a relationship. We're on MySpace at this time. This is before Facebook really blew up. So we're on MySpace, and we're on MySpace, and I see guys commenting on her stuff, talking about when are we gonna chill. So I'm like, yo, what's going on here? You're getting mad at me for talking to other chicks, but yet you got other dudes, and she's like, like, oh, don't worry about what I'm doing. I'm like, all right, I got you. So things came to a head one day. I had a date set up with a girl who lived a few towns away. She was from Mexico, and this is when smartphones at first come out, and my dumb ass didn't realize that you could lock the smartphone, and I had gone into the store one day, left the phone in my car, came back, and her whole demeanor had changed. So I already figured, yeah, she got my phone. Maybe 3 days later, I get a call from the girl talking about some girl called me saying that she's your wife and this and that. I'm like, yo, this has got to stop, man. This has got to stop. So I call her up. I'm like, yo, we got to talk. So I take her. We're not going to argue. We're not going to yell. I take her to the park, and we talking about, so what's going on? You're all over the place. You're giving me the most mixed signals out of any female I want. If you just want to be friends with benefits, that's cool. We'll run it that way. But if you want to be together, you need to let me know. And she's just on this. I'm just confused right now. Look, as far as I'm concerned right now, we're together. So at that point, we're kind of together. Things are going good. All right. Now, she's posting pictures of us, and her baby's father happens to see it. Now, he's a little nigga at the time. I'm 26, around there. I'm lifting weights. I'm boxing, doing all types of stuff. This guy has got to be maybe 5'5", 5'6", 140 pounds soaking wet. I'm not really worried about, what he can do to me physically, but I do know dudes like that stay strapped because they can't fight, They can't fight. So I'm going to say about 6 months after this guy has left, he's found out we're talking. He's hitting me up on social media. He had found a way to get my number from someone. Like I said, it's a small town I lived in. And he steady calling me. It got so bad when she changed my number. So one day I'm driving with her, and all of a sudden her eyes get big, and we look out the window, and her baby's father's there. And he's like, he sees us in the car. I'm like, what are you worried about it for? I thought y'all broke up anyway, man. What the fuck? And then she goes and sits me down, tells me something like, this is something I wanted to tell you. We never really broke up 100%. I'm like, hold the fuck up, man. Excuse my language. Hold up. What do you mean you never broke up? She's like, we just decided to take a break. So he thinks in a way I'm kind of cheating on him. I'm like, yo, you and your family are crazy. Like, this is, are crazy. You got me up here, damn near moved me into your crib, and and you're telling me you got a boyfriend? Like, yo, like you are volatile, right? So things eventually came to a head. About 2 months later, I was going somewhere, and it just so happened he happened to be there. He sees me. He squares up with me. Dude has a knife. This some square ass dude. He has a knife. Pulls out his knife on me. Swings it once at me. Misses me. This is like the winter time. I take my coat off. Deflect it. He swings again at me. This time I kind of sidestep him, and we kind of lock up. I have him by at least 40 pounds at this time. I easily, I catch him a couple times, knock him down. His boy gets off the porch with a gun and starts shooting that shit in the air, man. Yo, I took off, running. Yo, I was on some Usain Bolt, Jesse Owens. I ain't gonna lie, ain't no shame in my game. I ran. You start shooting, you start, bucking at me, I'm out. Found out later on there were blanks. You would think that would be enough to start chilling with this chick. No, we kept messing off and on for another year. Yeah, I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer. Finally stopped messing with her over the dumbest thing. There was another female that I had met, and she found out about it, and she was still playing her little dumbass games. This is like a year later. And she did something to try and get the girl jumped or beat up or something like that. At that point, I was done. The last time I saw her must have been well over 10 years ago. She worked at Target, like I said. It was around Christmas time. And the crazy thing is my mother liked her. My mother really liked this girl. We're at Target and we see her. She's working there. My mother's going over there to say hi. You know, we're going to pick up some Christmas presents and wrapping paper. You know, a little family thing. I'm like, nah, chill. Nah. Haven't seen her or talked to her since. I've heard from her. Oh, and surprisingly enough, the dude who tried to stab me and him are actually friends now. So that's a story for a whole nother day. He's on my Facebook page. I'm cool with his brother. Don't even ask. Don't ask. That's how it be in the hood sometimes. So yeah, crazy stories like that. A chick almost, they said they were blanks, but you never know. They might not have been. All I know is that because of a chick, I got shot at, you know? I mean, I ain't gonna lie, she was very beautiful. You know, the sex was great, but it's not worth losing your life over. The next story I'm gonna go into, this hits a little bit closer to home. This is my daughter's mother. I only have one child for the record. One child. She's almost an adult. Let's be honest. She's almost an adult. She's 17 years old. Beautiful little girl. Love her to death. I met her mother, it must have been when we were kids. We went to elementary school together, you know. Never really looked at her like that. She was mixed. She was white and Puerto Rican. Looked like a little white girl. Never thought too much of her. And then she ended up moving away. She came from like a really big family though. Fast forward about, I want to say 9-10 years later, we're in high school now. And she goes to a different high school than me, but our buses are near each other. So I don't even recognize her at first. I just see this bad little shorty walking to the bus stop, you know. She's maybe a grade or two behind me. So I stop her. I'm like, yo, what's good? You know what I'm saying? I try, you know, spitting some game at her, hollering at her. Tell my boys, hold up 1 second. Watch me holler at this chick right here. I go up there. Nah, shoots me down. Shoots me down heavy in front of my boys. You know, her friends are there. They're laughing at me. My boys are ranking on me. Like, nigga, you ain't got no game and blah, blah, blah. And so whatever. So I stopped, didn't think about her. I want to say about 3 months later, I go into a bodega and she's working there. And for some reason, she starts giving me play then. I don't understand. Y'all females, I will never understand. Nothing changed. Nothing different. You know, I didn't gain a whole bunch of money. I'm still in high school. I'm still, you know, all of a sudden she likes me. And I'm not going to say we were inseparable, but, you know, so we hung out. We hung out a lot, you know, did whatever. This went on for about, let's say about 2 years or so. Lo and behold, you know, having sex, doing whatever. I'm 20 years old now. She comes up pregnant, you know. I'm not gonna say I definitely wasn't ready financially, mentally, but I had to be, you know. Now here's the thing. I learned a valuable lesson. Before you start dealing with people on that type of level where you're sleeping with them, being, you know, I was young. I'm not gonna make any excuses for my behavior. You really want to get to know their families. Because my family and her family are completely different. My family is Black American, West Indian, Jamaicans. They're real go-getters, you know, college educated. You know, my family, there is no, oh, I'm the first college graduate in my family. No, we have a whole bunch in my family. So, you know, her family is more, we're all in the inner city, but her family is more along the lines of waiting for the welfare check to show up, getting government assistance, getting on public housing, no type of ambition whatsoever. So, you know, we soon start to clash, especially when my daughter's born, because we have different ways of raising kids, disciplining kids. It's all completely different. It's all completely different. And I'm not going to blame her for that. She's still, first things foremost, my daughter's mother is a great mother. Great mother. My daughter loves her to death. They're very close. My daughter's never wanted for anything. In fact, my daughter's spoiled. My daughter's spoiled to death. She probably has like 20 pairs of Jordans, Crocs. She gets anything she wants, you know. I think that's the issue me and my daughter's mother have too, is that she spoils her a lot. And like, I'm the type where I think she should be working at this point right now. And my daughter's mother is like, no, I got her, and buys her up whatever she wants. And, you know, I tried to buy my daughter a car and like recently, and it was just going to be a used car. And my daughter's like, oh, I don't want no, y'all want something new. Don't worry, mommy got me. All right, bet. Fine then. Mommy got you with the brand new car, because I ain't paying that insurance. The hell with that. But we're going back now years when she's a baby now. It's obvious that things are starting to get, you know, tumultuous. We're not getting along, you know. We're stepping out on each other. We both are. I'm not going to lie. I did cheat, yes. Not an angel. But during one of the times that we stepped out, we had broken up for about, I want to say, 2006 is the year. We had kind of broken up in that summer, July. And we didn't like really see each other for like 3 months, you know. She's playing games to let me see my daughter, you know, just the whole nine. She comes back around 3 months later and says, let's try and work things out. I'm like, all right, let's just try for one last hurrah. Yay. You know, for our child. She's 2 years old by this time. We try and make it work. You know, things seem to be going okay, but she keeps wanting to have sex with me. Now, something is telling me, now I love sex. I'm not going to lie to you, I love sex. Something is telling me, don't sleep with her. It's like a sixth sense, spidey sense, whatever. Do not sleep with her. So I keep being like, you know, giving her excuses. You know, I'm just not in the mood, or we just got back together. You were seeing someone else. Let's just wait a little bit. And lo and behold, 2 months after being together, she texts me and tells me, look, I got something to tell you. I'm pregnant. I know the baby's not yours. End of relationship. That's it. She's pregnant by another dude. I'm not staying with her now. And she won't even tell me who the guy is. Just some random dude she got pregnant by. So that's it. So we go our separate ways. You know, she ends up taking my daughter and moving all the way to Vermont. So I could barely even see my daughter. And I have to travel like 3 hours, or she'll come back down because she has family down there. But I'm not seeing my daughter during this point in time nearly as much as I would like to. So she goes into labor July of 07, right? I don't think nothing of it. It's not my kid. Life goes on. I get a call maybe from my mother. I want to say it's a few days later. Apparently she's had the baby. And my mother's telling me she's mailed us all these pictures with cards. She gave the baby your last name, which is Campbell. And she's saying this is your baby. And this going up, she's trying to pin a kid on me. Knows damn well it can't be my kid. The last time we had sex was in July of 06. It's July of 07. You would have had to have been pregnant for a year. And I know what I do. I mean, I keep track of those dates now, you know. So, you know, I tell you got to, especially when you're out there like that. So I want to say for a year, she's making me look like a dirtbag. She has my family convinced that this is my kid. Convinced that we have 2 kids together. My mother, great woman. So is my sister. Both are law enforcement, like I said. They're buying her all types of things. They're buying the baby a new crib, a new stroller. My mother gives her something like $3,000 cash because this is her grandchild. Basically, what my mother told me during all this, not literally, but why this was saying that I don't believe you. I think you're lying to me. This is definitely your kid. The only one who believed me was my grandmother, God rest her soul. Told my mother, look, I'm going to believe my grandson. He's never lied to me about anything before. Why would he lie about this? So she stalls out for a year for this test. Stalls out for a year. Finally, she can't stall anymore. We take the DNA test. They let me know if it comes back as yours, you have to pay something like $275 and blah, blah, blah. And they set a court date for a month later. So I want to say about 2 days before my court date, I get a letter in the mail. And it's from the Connecticut paternity. And it's saying you have been found not to be the father of this little girl. So obviously I had to let everyone know. I made, I made copies, let everyone know that, look, I had no reason to lie. She put me through all this drama, knew it wasn't my kid, lied completely for a year to save face. Just to save face. She knew it couldn't have been my kid, knew it couldn't have been. Came out later on that the guy that she had cheated on me with, mind you, at the time she had been 20. She had cheated on me with a 40-year-old guy and gotten pregnant by him, was embarrassed by the whole thing. And here we are now. I don't hold anything against the little girl. She's actually right now 15. She's about 15 years old, going on 15. And, like I said, her and my daughter are close. They're sisters. I've bought her things for Christmas or whatnot because I'm not that type of guy. This is still, even though we had our issues, me and the mother, it's still my daughter's sister. And like I said, I'm not going to go hard on the child. So do me and my mother me and my baby's mom get along now? That's another story for another day. We were fine a few years ago. We were great a few years